This morning in today's kitchen, satisfying our sweet teeth with banana walnut bread pudding and butterscotch banana sauce. Eric and Bruce Bromberg are the hot chefs and founders of the popular Blue Ribbon restaurants here in New York City. Their new cookbook is Bromberg Brothers Blue Ribbon Cookbook, Better Home Cooking. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so Eric, you didn't want to rush right into this. This book you've been working on for about 18 years?
Just about 18 years. We started out with a small restaurant on Sullivan Street.
Right.
And it's taken us a long road, 9 restaurants, and now a cookbook.
Well, it's a beautiful cookbook, and there are a lot of comfort foods in here, and there's nothing more comforting, Bruce, than bread pudding.
You know, we cook a lot from memories that we had when we were growing up, and bread pudding. Dad took us down to Commander's Palace in New Orleans many years ago when we were scouting out schools for Eric, and it's stuck with us, and now we make our own version.
All right, so let's get started. What goes into this? First, bread, obviously.
Obviously, bread is the main ingredient. But as most desserts, we're going to start with egg yolks and sugar.
Now, does it matter what kind of bread you use in this?
Well, the general rule is for French cooking that you use pain de mie, which is a loaf bread. But we've really found that you can use just about any bread. We use baguette. We use country white bread that's here. We use any crusty white bread.
All right, so it's got to be white bread.
Well, if the custard...
You can do anything.
Okay. So you're whipping up the egg yolk and
egg yolks
sugar.
and sugar.
Right.
And this is a great job for an electric mixer.
So you're not one of those purists that have to do it by hand.
No.
Okay.
So then we're going to take a vanilla bean, which is this beautiful thing here, and we're going to scrape the inside of the bean out, and we're going to put that into the eggs and the sugar.
Right.
And then we'll take the bean and we'll put that into this pot of cream.
Okay. So that's all heavy cream in there?
Exactly, and a little bit of sugar and the vanilla bean. Then we're going to whisk this until it's thick and white, and then we're going to combine these two.
Now, do you have to be careful about cooking the egg?
Absolutely. You want to put just a little, and then stir it around well,
right,
and then finish with the rest of it.
Ah.
And as soon as that's done, we'll move to pour this through a strainer, and then we'll move on to Bruce.
All right, and we're moving on to Bruce now.
While Eric is straining, we have caramel, which was just sugar and water. And we brought that up to a slow simmer.
And you have to be careful because you don't want that to burn, right?
You don't want it to burn, but this is just a rich amber color. Now, as soon as it gets to the rich amber color, we take our cream. It may splatter just a tiny bit.
More cream.
We add it. More cream. Bread pudding. And then what we'll do is we'll just add our cream in to the caramel. And you see you get a little bit of a splatter. Yep, so you just have to be a bit careful.
Because that's pretty hot.
The sugar is extremely hot, so you got to be a bit careful with it. You can take it off the heat for just a few minutes and add the cream. Then once the cream is added and it gets smooth and rich, then we're just going to take white chocolate. And this is a little addition to a butterscotch recipe that we decided softened the recipe.
And while you're doing that, you've also cubed up the bread?
We've cubed the bread, and actually what you could do is take the bananas and the walnuts and just kind of toss them in there and give them a bit of a mix.
I'm going to add a little bit more bread on top.
Okay.
And we can just kind of mix that around.
All right, because we're running out. We want to make sure we get this
in. And then the caramel is going to go right over the white chocolate.
And we pour this in here?
This we pour in.
Right.
Just to cover the bread.
Okay.
And we'll let that sit overnight.
Okay. And we come back here.
Yep.
And then you put this, do you put this in the oven?
And then once you put it in a bain-marie and put it in the oven for about an hour and a half, and it comes out looking like this.
Right.
We cool it, cut it into portions, then we'll scoop ice cream on top.
Why not? And then you've got some of the caramel.
Top it with the beautiful sauce
on top.
We're going to try this out in just a little bit. The book is Bromberg Brothers Blue Ribbon Cookbook, Better Home Cooking. Eric and Bruce Bromberg, thank you so much. We're going to bring the ladies in, and we'll be back in a moment. But first, this is Today on NBC.